Welcome to the another interesting episode of Shapeshifters, the untold stories of manufacturing. Friends, in this podcast, as we told that our concept of this podcast is that, we don't know the shapes what we see in a car, in a white good, in an AC, or anything where a plastic is involved, or even the injection molding parts, press parts, dies. The tool makers needs to work a lot. And today, we are having our guest, Vivek Nanivadekar, a person who is heading a German company, Fibro, working very closely with these tool makers for decades, and I am sure that we are going to get a lot of insights from him. Sir, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
You as a person helped many tool makers to actually bring the deserved quality in these products. So quality is very important today. How you see the transformation of Indian tool makers over the last couple of years?
See, I will go a little back. Earlier, the engineering industry was not a priority from the Indian government point of view. So therefore, and in manufacturing, the mold maker, tool making was a neglected area, frankly speaking. Okay. So despite though we had a skills and the knowledge, our die and mold industry couldn't grow. But with this new government, and now we are talking about a 5 trillion economy, out of which the 25% should be coming from the manufacturing, and die and mold making is the center of the manufacturing. So there is a tremendous growth potential for die and mold in India. So today, if you talk to any tool maker, they are full with the orders. Everybody is expanding, they are adding new machine, new kind. But because of last, you can say, 25-30 years, they were detached from the developed country. So there is a gap of knowledge between these two. So they are slowly picking up. And that is where the standardization is one of the aspects where they need to concentrate on that. Frankly speaking, our tool and die making is always compared with China. So looking at from that point of view, our drawbacks are the lead time, and second is the know-how or the techniques, new technologies not available. But we are definitely picking up, and we are there now. As I said, a lot of tool makers are expanding, a lot of tools are coming into it, a lot of multinationals, automobile, and apart from automobile, white goods industry is also expanding. So there is definitely a potential for tool and mold making industry for, I say, next 10, 20, 30 years.
I think it's a very interesting thing, because even in India the qualities have changed, and even the aerospace sector also is very much growing, and there the certain parts need very critical molds. Yeah. And I think some of the Indian mold makers are doing the work for them.
Yes, they are doing. Again, we are going through the learning phase. We are interacting with the aerospace people. We are trying to understand their requirements. I mean, that is what, once you go very closely with the tool makers, then you understand their issues, understand their problem, and accordingly you keep on developing these things there. So certainly, aerospace is a sunrise industry for India. It is quite new. So we are into learning phase. We have not. So it will take some time, maybe another 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Then we will be there. I mean, to deliver global demand. Yeah.
There is as you told, that there is a comparison whenever we talk about India with China. But as a matter of fact, they are very, very far ahead of us. The kind of automation they bring to the table, and I think there is a lot of learning. But the real issue is that in the global market, or sometimes in the Indian market, there is a good competition Chinese tool makers give to Indian people. That is reality. That is where I think that Indian tool makers should find out a solution and overcome that. What do you think that where the Indian tool makers should concentrate to overcome this Chinese competition in this mold making?
See, look at, as I said, 25 years back, the engineering industry was not the priority for
focus.
Was not a focused industry. So because of that, a lot of tool makers have gone to Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, even to Australia, and put up their tool room, and they are making their tools. So now some of them, I mean, as I know, they want to invest into India. So they're coming up with the technology and they would start manufacturing here. So because they had gone out, they were, exposed to the new techniques, new technologies, and now they want to come back to it. So it is not as I said again, we're going through the learning phase. Some places like we'll complete our learning in 1 year, and maybe some things will take 2, 3, 4 years. So there is as I said again, there is definitely a very good potential. Now tool makers have also realized. And now if you look at most of the tool makers, the second generation has pitched in. So when the second generation is coming, they are coming with all IT knowledge, the new technologies. And they are open to accepting the new technique, new technologies, and go ahead in that market.
So it's a very positive outcome is there. So we have seen one of the major concern point for these tool makers is the super finish, what they need to get into and the critical complex design. When we are talking about these as the aspects, and you as a company is a world leader in providing the standard parts, be it from very small springs and lot of things. How important is these small components, standard parts, for getting the high production, high quality molds?
Yeah, see, what happens is, as you correctly said, these are the small parts, but they play a very vital role. Because the final components, the aesthetics, does not come out if that small part is not of very good quality. That is why I said we have been learning, and this is what these tool makers have realized. Now they are going, because making standard parts is not a rocket technology. But we have been there for last 50 years, and this is our, as I said, know-how, precision, and innovation. It is with us. So understanding we work very closely with this tool maker. So we understand their problem, and accordingly we provide the solutions, and we give them the desired accuracy and the performance component there. So these small parts, as you rightly said, they look very small, but they play a vital role in the whole tool making aspect. You take example of nitrogen gas spring. Okay. Now, with the use of nitrogen gas spring, the size of your tool has reduced drastically. Otherwise, for that force, you need to use probably 10 or 20 compression springs. Instead of that, you use 2 or 3 gas springs, so which reduces your tool size.
You save the metal?
Yeah, you save the metal.
Save the space?
Save the space, everything. There is a really the cost saving, and also the total efficiency improves.
Vivek Saab, it may be very easy for Fibro to manufacture anything and everything in Germany, because you have already the capability, and you also your focus is always quality. That is something which Fibro is always famous about. But one thing you always believed, as I am speaking to you for many times, is the belief system you have in local manufacturing. So you always talk about that, German engineering, but manufacture in India. And I completely congratulate and appreciate your way of looking and having the belief in India. So what do you want to say to these manufacturing sector, tool makers, on the capabilities India can provide to the future?
See, it is very well known that German engineering is number one. Everybody accepts that. But because of Germany or Europe overall being a high cost economy, the tool makers in Asia or in India, they cannot afford that. So that is where the Fibro India comes into the picture. That is what our management in Germany said, okay, let us start manufacturing in India, so that it would be the right combination of German precision and manufactured in India, so we can afford at a right competitive, affordable pricing. Now, there is another angle to that. The European tool making and the Asian tool making, there is a difference. European tool making, the components what they use are very high quality and very long life. Whereas in Asian tool maker, there is always the focus on the economy, and they are not looking for the very, very long life. So there are certain aspects, understanding those requirements of the Asian tool makers, with the help of our German principals, we started making those components which are required by the Indian tool makers, which are not part of the original German catalog, and they allowed it. So with this, what happened? So again, it is an Asian requirement with a German precision. That kind of components we are providing.
But you are exporting also these products from here.
What we are exporting is not what we are making for Asian market.
Oh, it is a very different.
Because no, there is like in Asian there is more of a GIS standard components of it, whereas in Europe it is a ISO and DIN standard. Okay, so though the manufacturing process and everything is same, those components which we are making for the European or Western market, those components also we are supplying same to the Indian market wherever they require. The process remains the same. Outcome is little different, from the design point of view. 100 millimeter diameter, if there is a dimension, it becomes 95. That kind of.
But I appreciate that, the step you took to satisfy that 5 mm dia is what makes Fibro different in the market, and the leadership of Vivek sir. And I'm so happy that I got the opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you.
It's always inspiring talking to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is my favorite subject, and I have been working with the tool and mold making for last so many years. So I like to understand their situation. I like to understand the trends, what is going in the market, what they are looking into it. So I always look for their tomorrow's requirement. Thank you very much.
And wish you all the best to innovate more. We have seen that you have launched even in this die mold some of the new products.
Yeah.
So you don't stop.
Yeah.
So all the best for new product launches, making our Indian tool making more good in quality.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.